A school closure prompting concerns among some parents in Edcouch. Channel 5's Frank McCaffrey reports.
Eduardo Lopez says having kids in school is never easy. He wants to know why his middle schooler, who usually attends a school in Edcouch, has to go to Truan Junior High in neighboring Elsa. For Eduardo Lopez and his wife, making sure their middle school student gets to class every morning is tough. He says it's hard to be in a position where his son cannot just walk to class.
It is when you don't, have a extra car to go pick him up.
He or his wife are using their one car to drive their 12-year-old to class. Lopez says the school closest to his family, David Ybarra Middle School, is just a block and a half away. He says it's always very hard not to notice this giant modern-looking school building that's been abandoned.
School, we see that building, we ask ourselves, what happened, why is it empty?
He says sending his son to Lawan School is not just an inconvenient drive, but it's also inconvenient for his son's education. He just wants to see Ybarra's school reopened.
It would be less crowded on the other schools and, it would be better.
Channel 5 News reached out to Edcouch-Elsa ISD Superintendent Ronaldo Cavazos to ask why Ybarra Middle School is not in use. Cavazos tells us the school campus closed down after the 2016-17 school year. He says it's because the district performed a feasibility study on the school's facilities and found that certain parts of it were not safe. Cavazos says the goal is to reopen the school facilities for families such as Lopez's as soon as possible.
I would like to say that we'd like to have it open for next school year, but in reality, I think it's probably more realistic to see it open the following school year.
He says right now the district and board of trustees are looking at plans to put the Ybarra campus, or at least part of it, back into use. Cavazos adds the number of students at the Truan facility is right below 1,000 and the school was designed for 1,000. He says the Truan school has held up fine until now. Lopez says he's happy to hear the school will reopen. He has a child in elementary who he hopes will have the next step of being in Ybarra Middle School just down the road. In the Channel 5 News studio, Frank McCaffrey, Channel 5 News at 5.
Ybarra Middle School is a relatively new facility. This is a Channel 5 News Extra. The superintendent says the school was built about 10 years ago, construction completed in 2008. But the superintendent now says construction problems contributed to the decision to shut down classes there.